A chance to eliminate their opponent. How will they respond early here in Game 5? Carlos shot, save, Hallmark slaps it to the corner.
And interesting, Nylander actually was much better defensively this year too, despite that.
At the end of it, just score! Is it in? No point yet. It looked like it crossed the line.
Off spots up for the breakaway, and here's that goes post. Oh man, it doesn't get any closer than that. Morgan Riley with the stick in there. The question is, did it go in underneath? But it looks like Stolarz has control over it right here.
Wow, Morgan Riley saved the day.
Look at this, gonna be a great look.
This will be a great look. And at this point, we lose sight of the puck. So even if Stolarz might have, it's like Brady Tkachuk might have gotten away with a hold there. The crowd didn't like it. Here's Claude Giroux around the net. The stuff attempt denied by Stolarz. Tkachuk back to the point to Jensen. Jensen taken away by Tavares. John Tavares on the breakaway. Tavares in. Saved by Ullmark. Tavares didn't get much on that backhand. Ullmark has it. Walks in front. Try to go to Riley. Deflected. Nylander has it. Quick shot. Right pad saved by Ullmark.
So consistent. And here's a look at him defensively too. Stick out. Great position. And he takes off the wheels. What I like about Nick Jensen, though, he's coming in. He gets his stick and forces Tavares off to his backhand. But that's him.
Toronto has won just one playoff series in their first 8 seasons of the Matthews, Marner, Nylander era. Here's Riley's shot. Blocker to side into the netting by Ullmark. Back comes Brady Tkachuk. Rips it. Blocked. Steered aside by Stolarz. Tanev stopped that shot. Jensen quick shot into the glove of Stolarz. Here's Batherson now with Cousins. Batherson looking on his backhand. Now he takes it across. Beautiful pass. Shabbat fires. Nice save by Stolarz. High into the netting.
Empty net slap shot he took.
Yeah, February of 24. Here comes Nylander. Great stick by Matt Paulo. Benoit fires. Deflected save by Ullmark, which kept us from being 1-0 Ottawa. Sensational play on the goal line by Riley. David Perron. That angle shot almost got through Stolarz, who squeezes it. Toronto certainly has that air of a little careful. Let's just be patient. That's a ready shot deflected by Jensen. Ullmark tries to pick it out of the pile. Can't. Now Tavares has it. Batherson works on him. Tavares goes back to Ekman Larson. Fires. Pass in front. Deflected. Beautiful save by Ullmark. The pre-salary cap. Red Wings. Here comes Sanderson. Fires. Short side wide. Here's Zub now. He throws at the net. Deflected wide. There they go. Here comes Marner. Fires! Blocked in front. It's loose. Ullmark trying to cover it up, and he finally does. Where is it? Here comes the Marner. Quick pass behind the back to Nyes. He'll chase it down. Nice play to Matthews. Matthews swoops it in front. It bounces over the net. Ottawa can't clear. Great keep in by Nylander. Here's Nyes. This is the most dangerous 5 in the league right now. Matthews across. Trying to go to Tavares. Couldn't connect. Now Nylander, who's had an excellent series. Number 88. Back to Marner. Back to Nylander. Looking. Nyes in front. Save by Ullmark. He looked around the screen from Nyes to make the blocker save. This power play will not let up. Matthews fires. Save by Ullmark. Nylander now. Ottawa collapsing in. Nyes walks in, backhand save Ullmark. Knocked down in midair by Tavares to save. Here's Matthews. Matthews, Nylander. Back to Matthews, it's blocked. Stick is broken, it's going to be a slashing penalty. Riley. Just Lawton looking. Toronto. To Lorentz, shot saved by Ullmark as it drops. And now Stutzle jumps over the boards. So Ottawa trying to take a 1-0 lead. Here comes Tkachuk. Shot. That was a pass-off pad play, but he couldn't get a rebound from one of his teammates. 2-on-2, 3-on-2 if they hurry. Carlo, Lawton, and Lorentz. Here's Lawton. Fires. Saved by Ullmark. He is dialed tonight. 1-0 lead and put some pressure on the Leafs. Here's Sanderson. Beautiful move. Tkachuk, one-timer save. It's loose in front. Batherson can't put it in. A great play by Chris Tanev.
Finding him, eyes in the back of his head.
Unbelievable hockey sense and awareness. Here comes Pinto. Fires! Good wrist shot save by Stolarz. Playoff record in his career.
But probably his best game of the series in Game 4, so he's certainly building. And
Matthews 2-on-1 with Nyes. Matthews fires! High and wide. Broken up as he tried to go to Perron, and back comes Toronto. Here's Jake McCabe. McCabe has room, goes to Lawton. Quick shot. Great pass save by Allmark.
Not doing well in the playoffs. The Toronto Maple Leafs struggle defensively, and Chris Tanev changes that.
Shabbat fires. Score! Ottawa scores first. Thomas Shabbat. The wrist shot from the point. His first goal of the series, and it's 1-0 Ottawa.
Ottawa Senators, who wanted to take an early lead. It's a great face-off win. You got Tim Stützle, and then they go right to the net front. Brady Tkachuk, that's a Tkachuk calling card. They love being at the top of the paint there, causing trouble, and then you got McCabe trying to cover him. That's two bodies, and Shabbat, who took that hard cross-check late in the first period.
Marner shot deflected in the corner. Here's Matthews. Matthews back to Mitch Marner. Tavares is open. Fire save by Allmark. Tavares bothered from behind. Beautiful stick by Carlo. Deny the entry, but here comes Greg with space. He's got Amadio. He's got Pinto behind him. Shot. Blocker saved by Stolarz, stumbling backwards. Stanley Cup champion with the Panthers last year. Sanderson sends it across the Zub to the net. Save Stolarz. Couldn't cover it up.
The history of their elimination games looms.
Stützle, good stick by Benoit. Behind the net, Brady Tkachuk wraparound. Saved by Stolarz, and he covers up. Carlo and Riley are the Maple Leaf defensemen. They're pinching up top of the circles. Now they retreat. Carlo fires into the glove of his former teammate, Linus Allmark.
And then there comes a time in the later rounds where you have nights off from hockey, and it feels cruel.
Morgan Riley has some speed. Fires, blocked. Marner picks it up. Saved by Allmark.
Here's a look at how Toronto tried to take some of that momentum back. They tried to come.
Faced off one by the Leafs. Kept in by Clement. His shot bouncing in front. Gaudette has it. Adam Gaudette fires. Saved by Stolarz. Good hard wrist shot from Gaudette. Shabbat, nice play to Gaudette. Go dangle. Fire! Shoulder save. It's free. Rebound off the side of the net. Zetterlund had a great chance.
Not giving up the entire way.
Here comes Matthew Nyes attacking. Nyes to the middle. Nyes! Scooped up by Linus Allmark. Sends it back to Riley. Riley's shot goes to the corner. Tanev towards the net. Tipped by Tavares. Another big save by Allmark. Here's Matthews now. Long pass, looking for that stretch play again. That time to Marner. Stützle's got room. Stützle, shot! What a save by Stolarz on Brady Tkachuk.
A lot of responsibility defensively this year, more and more. And how about this? He's the high forward, so he does a good job stripping Nyes of the puck. And then Brady Tkachuk opens up, ready for this. Stützle's got his head on a swivel there, and Tkachuk.
Lawton has it. Try to softly pass it in front to Yarncroke. Again, this fourth line has had good shifts in this series. Tanev walks into the glove, knocks it down. Allmark couldn't catch it. Nyes gets to it first. Here's Matthews. Sauces back to Marner, but it's a soft pass intercepted by Gaudette. Cousins charging the net. Cousins shot, score! Dylan Cousins, short-handed, 2-0 Ottawa.
Austin Matthews missed the net and ends up going to the other end. And then, you mentioned soft pass. They whip the puck around. Their passes are generally crisp and clean, and they're able to just...
Matthews chips it in. Shabbat back to get it. He whiffs on it. Marner. Matthews walks in. Matthews shot off the post. Puck stays out.
Tucks it in, but how about this action down here at this end? There's the off the post.
Jensen is down, hit in the face. And the Sens going to get to this puck first. Not going to be icing. Giroux has Stützle in front. Giroux, Stützle, score! Ottawa leads 3-0 in Game 5.
Spot, too, that gets in there inside the post and helps prevent it.
Toronto is calling their 30.
Empty net at the other end. Under a minute to go in Toronto. Game 6 in Ottawa. Here's Brady Tkachuk with a wide open net to seal it. Victory and a short plane ride back home.
Well, and also it was game 4 that was the first time they'd scored more than 2 goals in the series, and here tonight, granted 2 of them were empty netters.